I believe in you. I want you to be a comprehensive man, not a masculine man. I believe that you can. That's what I would say to my brothers.
Welcome to Out in the Open podcast, where discussions are open and judgment closed.
I'm just Jacob.
Coach Cherry.
And we are
OICO Crew.
Welcome back to Out in the Open Network. I'm glad. No, I'm not glad actually, because I want you guys to subscribe. That's my main goal for you. That's my homework for you guys. I want y'all to subscribe because we starting this journey and this with not only just new cameras but just new vibe, new topics, and I don't want you guys to miss it. So I want you to subscribe on YouTube at Out in the Open Network.
Yeah, and
follow us on Instagram, Out in the Open Network. And then follow also our community page, JP Empowerment. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to keep you guys accountable. You know what I'm saying? So I want you guys to subscribe. I'm going to keep you all accountable. Like every episode, I'm going to come at y'all first. So most deaf. So, hey, before we start, man, what's up, Alfonso? We here.
What's up, brother?
How you feeling, bro? How you feeling?
Man, it's bittersweet, low-key, honestly. Yeah. You know, with Mike not being here, it's kind of hard to kind of go through this.
Yeah.
Go through his vision without him actually being here to see it. So it's tough, but we're going to prevail. We're going to keep his light throughout this whole network. We're no longer just a podcast. We are a ecosystem, I would say.
I love that.
So we're going to invite that same energy that he brought to the table throughout this whole network. So, again, I want you guys to follow us. It's OITO Network, all right? And when y'all watching on YouTube, if y'all watching on YouTube, write down done. Write down subscribe. Let us know. Give us some feedback. Give us some energy on it, because we want to make sure that we're getting the audience that we want, you know?
Yeah. I love that. And so pretty much we come and that's one thing that me and Mike we always talked about. How can we be consistent, and also how can we be vulnerable? And how can we be open?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so today, this is the topic that, you know, we're definitely going to tackle, and it's going to be about men. It's going to be about what is the difference between a masculine man and a man. Funny thing is, I always forget this.
The comprehensive man?
Yeah. I don't know why. But, difference between a masculine man and a comprehensive man. You know what I'm saying? So before we start, I'm going to just read kind of like the definition of a comprehensive man. So a comprehensive man is a man that is courageous, but also compassionate, right? Strong, but also sensitive. Don't allow fear to take over, but express it. And a masculine man is pretty much a man that moves within society boundaries. What that means by is, we're living in a world where masculinity is very much about how you look, how you come off. Like it's a lot to do with attitude. I don't know if you know what I'm saying?
I see where you're coming from.
It's a lot to do with attitude. It's a lot to do with like ego. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot to do with show. And a lot of time that's what, you know, got us men confused, is like, what is that? What is masculinity? What if I can't get there? What if I'm not strong enough? What if I don't have the money to show? You know what I'm saying? Because these are the things that they're lining up as, this is masculine. I need to be able to provide. I need to be able to do this, which is cool, but it's like, if something bad happened to me, right? If let's just say, hypothetically speaking, something happened to a very close person in my family.
Yeah.
Do you think that person itself, if he's sitting in a hospital bed, do you think that person need a strong person right now? Like a strong physical person right now?
Break that down. That's good.
Do you think that person needs me to like, do you think that person needs me to be financially, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's more than that.
Yeah.
Can I be compassionate? Can I be there for that person? Can I be there emotionally for that person? Whew. You know what I'm saying? That's what's a lot of us. Sometimes, guess what? Something happened to us, we keep it in.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to show that side of, you know what I'm saying? Because if we feel like if we show that side, then we will be looked at as not masculine. I don't know if you could see what I'm talking about.
I agree 100%.
Yeah.
And I realize this like maybe way too late, I would say. The difference between a comprehensive man and a masculine man. I always grew up knowing what a masculine man is. And that's exactly what you said as far as the definition, like how society portrays a man to be.
Yeah.
And I always grew up knowing that don't cry.
Yeah.
Oh, you're a boy. You're supposed to get hurt. Like, it's okay. He's going to be fine. So it's like they're always like coddling the female, but when it comes to the guy, you have to hurry up.
Yeah.
You got to do this. You got to do that. What's the next step? Dang, like, can I process me growing into this person that I'm trying to be? With women, it's just a little bit more catered, neutered. Yeah, let me check this out. Let me figure this out. But for us guys, I feel like that's the only supplement that they give us is to be a masculine man, not a comprehensive man, a man that could be anything at one time. So I feel like us men should have that conversation more, because if you always feel like you can't really speak how you feel in a safe place, is it really a safe place?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like we always chit chat about this too. We always say like females, they'll have nights where they just talk about what they're going through throughout the week. Yeah. So for us guys, check-ins. Yeah. But for us guys, when we link up, yo, you seen that game yesterday?
Yeah.
It's like what?
Very surface level.
Yeah. So it's just like, dang, like, can we really get to a point where we actually have conversation about our day to day and how we really feel? And I feel like in this society, it's always about being the alpha male.
Yeah. And I feel like being an alpha male in places that's not needed. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
It's
so
like,
the environment.
Yeah, it's like your kids don't care about your money. You know what I'm saying? Your kids care about, are you there? You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember this guy, he trained MJ, right? And Kobe.
Yeah.
He said that one of the craziest things that really made him change his life is I think one day he was going to a trip.
Yeah.
He was going to go to a trip. I think he was training Kobe at this time. So his daughter came to him like off, abruptly, and was like, "Dad, like, why are you always out? Like, why I don't ever see you consistently? Like, oh, baby, I'm work. I'm at work. This is what's putting you in private schools.
Right.
This
the
is
best
what I'm
life.
doing.
This is what's giving you the best life."
And she said, and this is what's like feeding you too. And she said that if I stop eating, would you not go to work? And sooner she said that, like literally, like his perspective changed of who he is as a man. Because it's like, right now, my dad, my daughter don't care if I'm strong physically. Right now, my daughter don't care if I have all this money. I have $1 million in my bank account.
Yeah.
Right now, my daughter needs my presence.
Yeah.
And that's what is key, because a lot of time we don't think we can flip to the other side. You know what I'm saying? Because it's so embedded in us as do this. These are the two things I want you to do. Do this. Provide and protect. Provide and protect. Provide and protect. To the point where like we don't know the switch to, okay, my wife don't want me to be a protector right now. She wants me
emotionally
there.
Yeah.
Right now, my wife don't want me to, provide right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a moments where it's like she's gonna need you to be something else.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of time we just don't have the intelligence to switch. You know what I'm saying? It's because it's so embedded in us. And that's one thing also I was gonna tell you is, as women, so World War II, women was allowed to, you know what I'm saying? Women was allowed to work.
Yep.
Because the man was not there.
Yeah, that was the progressive era.
So pretty much women had an easy way of, okay, you guys don't need me as nurturers right now. You guys need me as the provider because you're not there.
Yeah.
But for some reason, it's like, why can't women do that switch, but we can?
Woo!
You know what I'm saying? You know, everything about that is like, why do we have to stuck in that box?
Yeah.
Of non-emotional You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Non-emotional
Intelligence.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like, is that something that like looking at your life, is that something that you faced where you felt like you had to be some way, you had to be certain way, and you didn't want to look at as like, oh, I don't want to be looked at feminine. You know what I'm saying? Like,
for me, like personally, growing up, it was only my mom. So like, I really didn't see like too much of the masculinity aspect, only through like my uncles peer to peer. But in a household, I really seen my mom be that nurturer. So I never had that instant of like, hey man, you gotta stop crying, or crying is not cool, or you gotta do this, you gotta do that. So my mom was really very balanced out, I would say. But outside of the house, I seen it. So outside of the house, it's just like, bro, why are you crying? Like, why are you talking about how you feel? And for me, it made me want to shut down. Not really expose who I really feel like saying. Like, for example, I think a lot of times in school for guys, the reason why we get bullied is because we don't know how to express ourselves. The only, like you said, the only thing that we know are 2 or 3 things. Hey, I'm gonna fight you. You stepped on my shoes, I'm gonna fight you. Can we just have a conversation? Why do you have so much amped up, hostile energy towards me? There's always a cause behind everything that we do. So the fact that we've built this kind of image for men to be always the protector, always the provider, growing up, that's all they think of. Even at a young age, they think they already instill in them to be that way. So when they go to grade school, when they go to high school, they make this image of like, yeah, you're never gonna see, like, even like right now, the dating rate right now for us in that age 20 to 29, 30, bruh, no guy really is taking anything serious. Because they see that as a weakness. Like, nah, I gotta have the best looking girl. I gotta have the most girls. I can't hold a girl down. Because if I do, and my homeboys find out, oh snap, that makes me less of a man. So I don't know. I feel like society has made it seem like that's the cool thing.
But I mean, do you think, like, a question I would say is like, do you think a lot, like, I think one thing I research is for anybody that knows, we both follow Jason Wilson, and he's big on that. He's big on man improvement and man empowerment. Do you think, because he said something that was pretty profound. He said that it's easier to change a young man, but it's harder to change a young man within a grown man.
Grown man, yeah.
So you feel like what would you say? Like, you think a lot of us maybe are still battling the things that we learned when we was young?
Yeah, that's trauma.
You know, that thing that we was, okay, you need to do these 2 things. This is what I need you to do.
Yeah.
Because my dad always told me, straight up, provide.
Yep.
There was no emotional there. I ain't never seen my dad cry.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Whew.
You know, I seen him erupt. I seen him go crazy. I seen him, like, you know, use his anger out of, you know, but I never seen him actually sit there and just cry.
Yeah.
So do you think a lot of us are carrying what we learned when we was young to now?
I agree. There's this quote that I always hear is like, you can't teach a old dog new tricks.
Yeah.
And I feel like with the older generation of men, they'll always pass down what they know.
Yeah.
And granted, you can't take that away from them because that's kind of what they know. That's what they're related to. I know off camera we had talked about your dad's history.
Yeah.
And now you kind of understand it.
Yes, like, I understand, like, I can't want something that he never got.
That's
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I can't want for him to be emotionally there for me, but his dad was not there for him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, emotionally.
So that was kind of like a level of understanding where I had to get through. And I know a lot of men are still in that threshold of like, want to forgive their dad, but still kind of remembering the trauma. And I feel like a lot of times, like, I'm not gonna lie, it don't just snap. Like, when you just go to the other side of like, oh, I understand. It's a lot of prayer, a lot of frustration, a lot of crying, and a lot of just praying and wondering and asking God, like, why could I have not a better dad, but a more available dad? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't blame him no more. Like, I don't blame him no more. I already told, Eve and you, I told him one of my goals is actually want him to sit right here. Yeah. To actually have a conversation. Like, listen, he Haitian. He ain't gonna do it. But that's my goal, and that's what I want. But yeah, that's like what you said. For you, I know your dad was not around. Is that something that, like, what's that effect now? Like, DeFonso that's 28 now. I don't even mean to tell your age. Bro.
Yeah, it's cool.
But DeFonso that's 28 now, like, is that still something that you still linger on as far as, like, not having your dad for a big portion of your life?
I used to. I feel like after I forgave him for not being there.
First of all, how did you get to forgive him?
So
that's the whole process.
Yeah, of course. Definitely a level of maturity that I never expected, because I was holding anger, weight that wasn't mine. So when I say that, I mean, like, the way that he would treat not only me but my sister. Yeah, it wasn't good and it wasn't bad, but it wasn't a father figure that I would expect. And when I would look at other families and how their fathers were around, and we didn't get those chances and opportunities, that hurt really bad. So when my sister passed away, I remember God was just telling me, like, you're holding weight that doesn't belong to you. You have to let it go. Because where I'm trying to get you to, if you keep having this weight on your shoulders, you'll never get to that point. Yeah. So I remember like it was yesterday. I was in Island Club. It's an apartment over here on Kirkman. And I just got done doing a workout, right? And something was telling me, like, God was telling me, you got to make that phone call. And I didn't have his number. So I had to go through people to get to him. So as I got the phone.
Sorry, it's my Alexa.
Hey.
My Alexa.
Wow.
Hey, stop, Alexa. Damn. Damn.
Hey, we out in the open for real. So so I had called him, and he instantly knew who I was. I didn't even have to say, this is Fonzo, this is your son. So he was caught off guard because I called him, and he thought I was asking him for something. Because think about it, as a man, your child that you haven't heard from calls you, like we were just talking about, provide, protect. So it's not like, how are you doing? What do you need? Yeah. So it's he's talking like a father. So when he told me that, I was like, I'm not looking for anything. I just wanted to tell you that I accept all the things that you've done to me, and I'm sorry.
Damn, I take growth.
I'm sorry. I forgive you. Like, I let go of the things that you've done to me, my family, your family. I don't know what you went through growing up, but I forgive you. You don't have to hold on to the weight that you feel like you lost a son. So as soon as I did that, and we didn't even end the call, like, as soon as I did that, the weight, that pressure was already alleviated. I felt really good. I could breathe. So I think not having a father definitely shaped me, but I couldn't see it differently.
You think you'd be the Fonzo you are now?
No, I think I'd be more so masculine in regards to wanting to be a masculine man and wanting to be dominant more so. But I love the fact that I was able to learn through a mother's eyes. Yeah. In the sense, because I have more compassion. Yeah. Not saying guys that have their father and their mother is unbalanced, but I feel like there's a special thing that you get when you just have your mom. Yeah. Vice versa, if you have your dad, there's something that you get, because I seen statistically, especially in our black folks, like, when it's a single family household, they don't thrive as much. Yeah. So I know that, knowing that, it makes me work a little bit harder. Yeah. Like, right now, like, my whole thought before I get married is always the 3 Ps. And I always tell you this. And before we even got into, like, Jason Wilson icon, I always told myself, protect, provide, produce. Protect, provide, produce.
Always told me that.
Always. And like, not like looking at life as it is. That's not all that is. You know what I'm saying? That's not all that a man should be.
Yeah.
It's good to have, but it's not necessary. I've seen people that have far less have a happier life. And then the guy is able to move around different emotions.
Yeah.
So I think emotional intelligence is very key, and I think emotional intelligence is far greater than IQ. So I think with us being able to know the difference is very important.
Yeah. So one thing I was gonna ask also, is do you find it hard to cry?
I feel like it's a yes and no. I think it depends on where and who. I don't like to show that side of me to everybody. Only if I'm like in pain, I could do it with anybody around me. But if I'm expressing sadness or anger, as far as like someone hurting me, not in the physical sense, but mentally, it definitely has to be in a sacred space.
Yeah.
I think that kind of reminds me of when Jesus cried. He wept.
Yeah.
It wasn't with like everybody.
Yeah.
You know, so not saying I compare myself to Jesus, guys.
Yeah.
Just relax, relax. So I can see it in the comments, like, oh yeah, this guy think he Jesus. Nah, I just think like sometimes being vulnerable in every location can put you in a bad position. And I think it's because of us being men, we can never show a weakness to society. So I don't know if that's a crutch or not.
Yeah.
I'm being transparent. I don't know if that's a crutch or not, if that's even okay.
Yeah.
But I personally feel like it's only certain people in certain situations that I'll kind of show that.
Show the emotion. Yeah.
What about you?
I think for me, it's hard. It's hard because like even with Mike in passing, like there was some points I was trying to like force myself to get there because I know I have to get the emotion out. You know?
Yeah.
It was hard. And sometimes I feel like I just have to force myself and it's like, it's not coming out. I don't know how, because it's like, I'm not gonna lie. This is the first, like, because I did end up crying, but it's like, that was my first time actually weeping. You know what I'm saying? Like my water can't come out. You know what I'm saying? Like I get emotional, but that was the first time. And I was shocked. Like I was literally shocked at my own tears. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So I don't know where that came from. I don't know how or, you know what I'm saying, like where that emotion stoppage came from. But that's definitely something I wonder sometimes. Like, why can't I cry? Like, because like I see dudes like sometimes dudes just be crying out just for movies, all the time. And it's like, where's that come from? Is that, you know what I'm saying, am I facing an emotional blockage in a way? You know what I'm saying?
That's a huge,
you know what I'm saying?
That's a huge word right there, bro. Yeah. Well, phrase, I should say. Yeah. That's big.
Yeah. Like, so I wonder sometimes, I'm like, damn, am I facing an emotional blockage? It's like, is, you know what I'm saying? It's weird, so, yeah.
So did you feel a sense of relief?
Yeah, it definitely did. It felt like, and a lot of time, again, going back to Jason Wilson, he said something that was very profound. He said that your tear ducts have stress hormones in it.
He did.
And then when you release it, that's why a lot of time when you cry, it makes you feel a little rejuvenated. You feel strong. You feel like, all right, bet, like, let's do it again. You know what I'm saying? So that's where, when he said that, I was like, see, this is the thing that why we wasn't taught to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because, like, work and work and work and work and not having the ability to stop will kill you.
Yeah.
You know
physics. Simple physics.
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember I was watching the Pivot podcast. They was interviewing this guy, Michael Beasley. He said, Ryan Clark, he said something that was very profound. He said that we just don't want you to go to the gym and go home and die.
That's the thing.
You know what I'm saying? Life have to be more than just
the grind.
the grind. It gotta be.
Yeah, even
You know
that phrase, Pastor always says it a lot too, like, and Jason Wilson, grinding is not a healthy thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Even the word grind is to shred apart.
Yeah.
To slowly destroy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like it's not even a good thing to grind. We get the emphasis in the motivation too, but it's not even healthy. And if you kind of look at the future, like the older people, you notice how like the husband is very slow to move.
Yeah.
While his wife is able to move freely.
Yeah.
And that's because all his life he was grinding. Now he got to the point where he can't even move and have fun or do anything athletic anymore because of his body always grinding. Like, when can we be able to alleviate that pressure of society? Like, when is that? Yeah. When is the best time? Is it when we get to high school, when we get to middle school? When is it where it's like, you know what? Let's be emotionally free now. Yeah. And where we don't feel penalized by females about us expressing our feelings. Yeah. Because I think that's one of the biggest whys on why we don't express.
Yeah, express, yeah.
Because
we don't feel like it's safe.
Yeah. They'll make fun of us. Or
funny thing is other dudes will make fun of you.
That's what I was about to say. That's what I was about to say. Or they associate crying in a negative way. Yeah. Oh, that's a gay trait. Yeah. Yeah. Bro, why are you showing so much emotion? Yeah. You sassy. They love saying that. Oh, you sassy now. Yeah, that's the word right now. You're sassy. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. So I think that's another level of why we can't be emotionally free. We're incarcerated. Yeah. We're incarcerated on how we feel, where we cannot release it.
Yeah. So 2 more questions before we and I would say, when does it get unhealthy emotionally? Like, when does it get to the point where it's okay, he's doing too much, or he's not too much? I would say that's the wrong way to put it, but like, or is it any way, like, okay, he's going overboard, or like, is there any way where, like, when a man is expressing his emotions, we should just stop and be like, okay, he needs help? How do we determine, is it too much? Do he need help? Like, there's a lot to determine, because a lot of time there's no rule book to putting your emotion out there. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to, and that's one thing, I don't ever want to be that person to not take somebody serious. Yeah. And they take their own life, or something happened. You know what I'm saying? So as people, as society, how would you say we need to receive us emotionally? You know what I'm saying?
All right. I think I was going to say, before you said that, I was going to say it was mainly because the signs, when we see it, it's already too late. Yeah. I was going to say that. But if we're able to pick up on the signs and notice that, I think making that environment safe. So maybe starting with your brothers, your close ones, like your close friends, where you kind of slowly pull back the onion and release the tears, release the issues, because a lot of times it's within. You know, the battle is within. So if we can't express it to the people that we deal with on a daily basis, then how do you expect to do that with outside conversations? And I think that will decrease a lot of crime. Yeah, honestly. It is, yeah. I think it'll decrease medical issues like blood pressure. A lot of black men deal with that. And that's because we hold stuff in. Yeah. So I think in order for us to move a little bit in a better sense, I think we have to find a safe place first and foremost.
I love that. I think allowing be that because a lot of time they're not looking for advice. That's why, for me, I refrain from giving people advice. I feel like people already know what to do. You know what I'm saying? Can you give that person a space to release? You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, bro, come to my house. Like, let's talk. And he be the only one talking. And it's like, I'm listening. But a lot of time it's like, my rebuttal is a distraction to his, to you know what I'm saying, to where he trying to go. Is my rebuttal can even be something that can deter him from, you know what I'm saying. Yeah. So a lot of time we know what to do. It's a lot of time we just need permission.
Yeah, to release.
You know what I'm saying?
That's big.
So yeah, permission. So last question before we end is, now we're talking about men. And I always forgot that word. I don't know why.
Comprehensive.
Comprehensive.
Yeah, comprehensive.
Comprehensive men. How do? And you used to be big on motivation. You and Mike and y'all used to.
Yeah.
Y'all complete what 365 days of pure motivation.
Pure
That's
motivation.
crazy. I can't even
Every
do
day.
that. I don't know how the hell y'all did that. But tap into that mode. Motivate. What would you say to motivate somebody that is stuck in pursuing something society is telling him a man should be, and tell him there's more power, there's more, you know what I'm saying? There's another side to being a man. How, like, in your motivational ways, how would you go about that and kind of speak life to another man?
So this would be an emotional nugget right here, honestly. Yeah. I would say first and foremost, I'm looking at you, and I want you to hear this as well. I'm proud of you. Don't deflect. Don't deflect. Hear me throughout this whole conversation. I'm proud of you. I know how difficult it may be just to have to wake up and see the same pattern, the same situation. I could see that. But I want to say I'm proud of you that you overcome every obstacle, every mental capacity, every issue that you're dealing with. I get it. I understand it. But I want you to stay focused on today. Focus on the day-to-day. Don't worry about what's going to happen tomorrow, the next day, a month from now, a year from now, New Year's, right? Let's focus on what you have right now. And that's you being inspired, you being hopeful, you being able to express who you are. Maybe it starts with you in the mirror. Maybe it starts with a close friend or a family member. Or maybe it's somebody you know online. Take it one step at a time. Reveal the true essence of who you are as a man. Don't follow what society is telling you. Be true to yourself. Because you're going to be caged in. You're always going to have this mundane lifestyle. You're always going to feel trapped. But could I just say that tomorrow may change if you change today? Mm. Is it possible that if you change something today, that your life will change tomorrow? It's called cause and effect. So I believe in you. Mm. I believe in you. I want you to be a comprehensive man, not a masculine man. I believe that you can. Mm. That's what I would say to my brothers. Man,
I love that. I mean, for me to it's kind of like going back to what you said. Like, I believe in you. Like, yeah. I believe in you. And one thing I will say is you have the answers. Social media don't. Mm-hmm. Your spouse don't. You know, that girl that keep putting you down, she don't know the answers. You do. You know what I'm saying? You know you. You know what I'm saying? And one thing I will say, and we're gonna leave it at that. Look for somebody to cry on, and make sure it's a brother. Thank you, guys.